Students, what we are about to discuss today is a very, very important topic in our IAS huddle session. So this IAS huddle session is a fortnightly session which happens where we bring in people from different backgrounds and not just UPSC. But today we have with us a UPSC mentor to give you all a perspective on a topic that can be very scary for many of you. Because when you hear the word prelims, the first thing that pops into a student's mind, at least for majority of the minds, is it is so unpredictable, right? And so many questions are asked and we don't know where the sources are from. So the question is, how are you preparing yourself to this unpredictable stage called prelims? Because statistically speaking, this is the stage where the maximum competition is. And this is the stage where the maximum elimination happens. So the question is, how are you preparing yourself for this particular stage? Are you increasing the number of books that you're reading? Or are you working on improving your skills? And if you are working on improving the skills, do you know the right routines to do it? Is there a science behind increasing your chances of getting through with prelims? So to talk on these lines, we have with us Arun Shankar Gorki sir, who has close to 18,000 hours of practical teaching experience and having trained more than 1,000 plus candidates who have successfully cleared the exam. We have one of our senior mentors who is here to come and share with you his practical perspective towards prelims. And we are going to make you do activities for you to get the right perspective in this regard. So I welcome on the virtual screen, Arun Gorki sir. Sir, I welcome you to the session.
Yeah, good evening. So
yes.
I think my video is there. Yeah.
Thank you so much for making to the session, sir. So today, as we have planned, I hand over the session to you to guide the students to throw light upon this part of this exam, which is very confused, where the confusion exists a lot for many students about how to excel in prelims. I hand over the session to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Suman. So good evening, everyone. I just share the screen so that I can show my presentation too.
One request from all of you, if you could come on the screen, it will be a very interactive session for sir, and he will be able to give the best when it's a very interactive session. Can I request students to come on the screen, whoever is comfortable, so that we can actually help you get the best experience possible.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. So good evening again. So today, as Mr. Sumant has highlighted, so today is going to be a session on how to excel prelims, or the science behind it, basically. And we try to correlate what are all the different efforts which one has to make in that particular basis to make prelims really a successful one. Actually, for many people, while they prepare, they really find that prelims is one of the basic hurdles, right? So actually, the prelims is not the real exam, right? That you need to remember when you have to prepare. The real exam is your mains. But for mains, prelims is a screening process. So as he rightly mentioned, it is a area where in quantum, the number of people who are screened out will be more, right? Say, for example, last year it was about 11 lakh has applied, and almost 80% or 50 to 80% they appear in the exam, and out of that, only 13 times of the total number of seats are going to be selected. Say, for example, if it is going to be 1,000 seats, hardly 13 to 15,000 people will be selected from those appeared. That is, say, even if 50% are going to appear, it's going to be around 6 lakh people. Out of 6 lakh, you are just going to be one among the 15,000. Okay, 15,000, right? So that's how the competition is. It's a basically screening process, right? So in this screening process, so how the candidate can excel, okay? So how they can get rid of these hurdles, how to predict these questions, how to handle certain questions which we don't know. That's really important, because say, for example, a question paper has around 20 questions out of 100 which may be not known to us, but if we want to attempt it, what we need to do. So those are certain areas where we try to upskill people in this regard. Okay, so myself, Arun Shankar Gorke. So as already mentioned, I was in prelims the civil services aspirant once upon a time, a decade before, and have been appeared in the entire process, and have been for interview 4 times, and I could share my experience in this particular regard, how we excelled in prelims in a consecutive way. Right? That's a cumulative thing what we want to actually present here, right? So basically in prelims, what we actually go in this particular case, what I try to make it out is something, an exercise kind. Okay, so what I do, I try to give some exercises. You give the answer. I don't worry about whether it is right or not. I don't want to even share what is right or not. Okay, so try to solve this paper. I have hardly few questions, a handful of questions, just to make a visible experience. That's all, right? So try to indicate in the chat box what is the right answer as per your choice. You just give a choice, and if possible, you try to give certain information when we ask about how you solved it, right? So if possible. So otherwise, you just type it in the chat box. What will be the possible option for this particular question, right? So the question is, consider the following statement: other than those made by humans, nanoparticles do not exist in nature, and nanoparticles of some metallic oxides are used in manufacture of some cosmetics. Nanoparticles of some commercial products which enter the environment are detrimental to humans, right? So they are unsafe for humans. So what would have been the choice you take? Okay, so Vignesh has posted. Good, fine. Someone has chosen B, someone has chosen D. Okay, fine. So we welcome those freshers. I think some of freshers here. So those who doesn't know science, try to solve it, because that's a really game what we need to teach you. If you know this, it's not a big deal, but those who are from commerce background or some others, so that will help you a lot. Okay, so majority gone with D, and some has gone with B and C, right? So now we try to solve this. Okay, so with this technique, you try to apply to the subsequent questions. Say, when you are going to solve certain questions, when examination is for testing certain candidates' caliber, they try to give certain clues in the questions, right? Say, for example, that clue, we call it as keywords. Okay, so we are trying to get some keywords here. So in the first statement, say here in the option, the first key what we have is that none of the options have all the above. So that's the first thing what we can see. So some statement is going to be definitely wrong. Okay, that's the first thing what we can observe. So in this, which is going to be wrong? So there are two statements, one only, 1 and 2, and 2 and 3. So in which two options are there? One is appearing twice, and 2 is appearing twice. If I choose something one in that particular area, I can confirm that two options can be eliminated, right? So first statement I go, other than those made by humans, nanoparticles do not exist. Okay, so this is one keyword. So they don't exist. They bluntly say they don't exist. And the second thing what they say is that the nanoparticles, so some metallic oxide, okay, this is some uncertain thing. Okay, so some metallic oxide in some cosmetics. So this is a typical question. They are not certain. Some, right? Again, some commercial products which enter into environment are unsafe. Clear? So this word some makes really a uncertain thing for you. Whether what is that some? There can be yes, there can be no, right? So that some can be yes or no, whatever it can be. We don't know what metallic oxide, what cosmetic product. Okay, here you can't do anything. I cannot judge anything, whether what metallic product, whether it is going to be sodium based or any other metal, don't know. So they are saying only some. Whereas here some cosmetic, what type of cosmetic, whether it is toiletries or lipstick or whether it is going to be any skin products, we don't know. So you can't decide anything in that particular way. So 2 and 3, you can't do anything because it says that it's some. It can be possible, right? Whereas in the first state, they say do not exist. What is nanoparticle? Everybody knows nanoparticle, which is almost nanometers, 10 power minus 9 nanometers. Okay, so very small particle. Naturally, it can occur. Say there may be ash, there may be fumes. So when volcano erupts, there may be any dust particle. Dust particle is nothing but nanoparticle, right? So naturally, it can occur. So it doesn't mean that do not exist. Okay, so in that case, when you eliminate 1, there is 3 only, there is 2 and 3. So better choice will be 2 and 3 because some, yes, possibility is there. Clear? So here I have highlighted, I am not giving the importance to the answer here. I am throwing light upon certain words. Some. It's a typical question where nobody can decide what that sum is. So don't try to neglect that particular statement. Okay, so don't, usually what we'll do, how come some? So we can do eliminate it. One only we can go. Okay, don't go that because sum is something uncertain word where something can be there, something cannot be there. You can't decide there. Okay, so undecisive, you include that always. Like traces, sometimes they will say the word traces. Traces can happen anywhere. So always there can be traces. You may not know what traces you have. Clear? So that's a simple thing, what it is. We will try another question. So try to identify keyword and then try to answer. Now, consider the following statements in respect of probiotics. Probiotics are made of both bacteria and yeast. The organisms in probiotics are found in foods we ingest, but they do not naturally occur in our gut. Probiotics help in digestion of milk sugars. So again, it's the same kind. You don't have all the 3. So try to guess answer in the way what we did in the previous setup. Yes, please. Okay. So many have chosen C. Okay, fine. One has B. Okay, okay. Fine. So we'll solve it. Okay. So majority has gone with C, 1 and 3. Okay. So we'll solve it. Say the first statement, we don't know whether it is both bacteria or yeast. So yeast, possibly everybody knows, right? But whether bacteria or yeast, we don't know. Probiotics, something biotics, that is living, okay, living. Found in foods we ingest, but do not naturally, again, do not naturally occur in our gut. So naturally is a keyword. So do not naturally, possibility are there because our body is a human body is natural body. So there can be some organisms which you know. So definitely there are microbes which are living in our body, right? So there are good and bad. So probiotics help in digestion of milk sugars. Yes, again. So when we eliminate 2, so we have either 1 only or 1 and 3. So definitely 1 is going to be right. So 3, yes, possibility is there. So naturally we can choose C. Got it? How we went on? So just see the step. Don't go with the answer. Just see the step how we actually go. So some statements we may know, some statements we may not know, some statements we try to guess with the basic common sense. So that's what the logic is. Yeah. Then try this. Try this. If a rainforest and tropical forest are lungs of earth, then surely wetlands function as its keys, sorry, kidneys. Which one of the following functions of wetlands best reflect the above step? So any answers? Okay. I think one has given the answer. A, okay. A, okay. So almost all are going with A. Fine. Okay. So I take that majority has taken A. C, B, okay. Okay. Fine. So now we'll solve it. See, what are the keywords here? Which one of the following functions? So they have clearly mentioned it as the function. The following are all the functions of wetland. That means the following are all correct with respect to the function of wetland. Okay. In that, what best reflects? So they are asking the best among the right. All are right. So this is one of the tricky questions, because all statements are right. There is no incorrect statement. Okay, all statements are right. You need to correctly choose the best one. Okay, so you need to be very careful in this, because when all statements are going to be right, there is there the problem comes in, because previously one statement goes wrong. Okay, so obviously you will identify one statement is going wrong. Okay, and the best part is they are giving A, B, C, D instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, definitely many people will go and choose 1, 2, 3, 4, because all statements are right. They don't go with the keyword, rather they will say wetland. All the 4 are related to wetland. The question is not whether it is related to wetland. The question is best reflects. So what is best reflecting? The best reflecting is kidneys, right? So they are asking which part of the statement reflects that wetland act as kidneys, right? Now choose the answer. Anybody want to try again? Now choose what answer will be right, the best of all. So it is going to be D, because in kidney they try to get all the toxic and all other substances out. Clear? So that is what we can understand from the word kidney here. Which statement reflects best of kidney function? This is one. Understood? So the question has a key. When you understand the question properly, you can get the answer right. Even if you are not going to know much of the wetlands about, say, I don't know wetland. All the 4 statements they have said, all the 4 are related to wetland. All the 4 are right about wetland. Choose in this particular way. So I have given you all answers, the questions. I want to choose the best option. Here, what you are going to do, you are using your common sense, try to relate certain things and try to decide on certain best thing which you can get out of it. Clear? So this is how the importance come in. So how the keyword is, what the keyword is, and get into the answer. So previously what we did, we try to just go, read the statement, go into the answers. But now you need to understand there are certain keywords, how to look at the question, how to solve it. Okay, it is not just a multiple choice, A, B, C, D, you can just choose it. There are certain methods in which you can identify rightly certain statements, even if you are weaker or unknown in that particular area. That's really important. Clear? So when you make more practices, you can have more such experiences. Thereby, you can understand the mind of the examiner. That's the idea, what you can understand. Clear?